Hello world, it's November 7th. Welcome to a new edition of Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material. Cyber alerts brought to you by 911 Cyber. Bootloader returns with new tricks. The Bootloader malware operation has resumed its SEO poisoning campaigns after a 7-month break, promoting fake legal document websites to trick users into downloading malicious JavaScript files. These files provide threat actors with initial access to corporate networks, which is typically used for subsequent ransomware attacks. CISA warns of CONTOS panel exploit. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has issued an urgent warning regarding a severe vulnerability, CVE 2025-48703, in CentOS Web Panel, or CWP. Threat actors are actively exploiting this critical flaw, which allows remote, unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary shell commands on affected Linux servers simply by knowing a valid username. CISA has added this high-risk vulnerability to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, mandating that federal agencies apply necessary security updates or discontinue use of CWP by November 25. Malicious VS Code extension found. A malicious Visual Studio Code, or VS Code extension, likely developed using AI, or vibe-coded, was flagged for basic ransomware functionality, including file encryption and exfiltration. Microsoft has since removed the extension CSVUS, which also used a private GitHub repository for command and control, or C2 operations. Cyber events. The A-Keyless vs. CyberArk live demo for Modernizing Secrets and Identity Security event will take place on November 20th at 12 p.m. ET. This live session will showcase how A-Keyless unifies secrets management, privileged access, certificate lifecycle, and key management into one SaaS platform. Attendees will see live side-by-side comparisons highlighting differences in architecture, automation, and zero-knowledge security models, along with demos on secret rotation, secure remote access, and automated certificate lifecycle management. The event offers practical insights for enterprises seeking simpler, unified, and more efficient identity security solutions. Find the link to RSVP and more events in the podcast description. Cyber incidents brought to you by 911 Cyber. U.S. Budget Office hit by cyber attack. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, has confirmed it experienced a cybersecurity incident suspected to be the work of a foreign hacker, which may have exposed sensitive data, including communications with congressional offices. The agency stated it took immediate action to contain the breach and is investigating, though some congressional offices have reportedly paused email contact due to security concerns. Clop claims Washington Post breach. The Clop ransomware group, which is known for its big game hunting and double extortion tactics, recently announced the successful hack of the prestigious American daily newspaper, The Washington Post. The cybercrime group immediately created a dedicated page for the newspaper on its Tor data leak site, where it declared its intention to leak the stolen data soon. This breach was claimed by the group in mid-October. Hyundai AutoEver reports data breach. The North American subsidiary of Hyundai AutoEver, the IT services division of Hyundai Motor Group, has revealed a data breach stemming from a hacker attack earlier this year. Cyber jobs. Aston Martin Aramco Formula One team is hiring a cybersecurity analyst in Silverstone, England, with applications closing soon. The role involves implementing and maintaining security infrastructure across on-premise and cloud environments, managing firewalls, IDS/IPS, SIEM and IAM tools, and supporting incident response and vulnerability assessments. Candidates should have hands-on experience in network and cloud security, strong analytical skills, and the ability to perform under pressure. The position offers professional development opportunities, private healthcare, pension, bonuses, and access to world-class facilities at the AMR Technology Campus. Cyber news brought to you by 911 Cyber. French police seize millions in crypto. An international cryptocurrency investment scam and money laundering network has been dismantled following a joint European law enforcement operation, resulting in the arrest of 9 individuals across Cyprus, Germany, and Spain. Authorities seized over $1.84 million in assets, cash, and crypto, and the suspects are accused of defrauding hundreds of victims for an estimated $700 million in laundered crypto assets. UK carriers to block spoofed calls. Britain's major mobile carriers have agreed to upgrade their networks within a year to eliminate the ability of scammers to spoof phone numbers, a key measure under the new telecoms charter aimed at combating widespread fraud. This partnership, which includes law enforcement and government agencies, mandates carriers to implement advanced call tracing and indicate when calls originate internationally, making it significantly harder for fraudsters to impersonate trusted organizations and ensuring better support for scam victims. Google warns AI will boost cybercrime. Google's Cybersecurity Forecast 2026 warns that the threat landscape is rapidly transforming due to AI, which is now central to both automated, large-scale attacks and advanced defense strategies. Cybercrime is simultaneously expanding, with record-breaking ransomware and data theft incidents exploiting supply chains, virtualization platforms, and sophisticated social engineering tactics. Cyber tip of the day. CISA warns of a critical CentOS web panel vulnerability. CISA has warned that threat actors are actively exploiting a critical vulnerability in CentOS web panel, tracked as CVE 2025-48703. The flaw allows remote, unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary shell commands on affected servers if they know a valid username. CISA added the vulnerability to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog and requires federal agencies to patch or stop using CWP by November 25th. What you should do. Apply the vendor patch for CWP immediately or upgrade to a fixed version. If patching is not possible, take CWP offline or disable the vulnerable file manager endpoint. Restrict network access to CWP with IP allow lists and firewall rules. Rotate credentials and audit user accounts for unauthorized additions. Search logs for suspicious post requests to the change perm endpoint and signs of command execution. Ensure backups are isolated and verified before restoring any affected systems. Why this matters? This vulnerability is unauthenticated and easy to exploit. Attackers can gain shell access with only a known username, enabling data theft, ransomware deployment, or persistent access. Rapid patching, access restrictions, and detection are essential to prevent widespread compromise. Cyber Book of the Day. Phishing for Fools by George A. Akerlof and Robert J. Schiller challenges the idea that free markets always work for the greater good. The authors argue that markets also exploit human psychology through manipulation and deception whenever profit is possible. Through vivid real-world examples in finance, advertising, politics, and healthcare, the book reveals how people are often misled into choices that serve others' interests. It concludes by emphasizing the need for awareness, education, and regulation to create fairer and more transparent economic systems. Cyber Tool of the Day. Remnux is a free open-source Linux distribution built for malware analysis and reverse engineering. Developed and maintained by Lenny Zeltzer, it provides a pre-configured environment with hundreds of tools for static, dynamic, memory, and network analysis. Analysts use Remnux to safely dissect malicious executables, documents, and network traffic, simulate C2 servers, and extract forensic artifacts. It can run as a virtual appliance or Docker image and is regularly updated through SaltStack for consistent tool management. Remnux remains a core platform for malware analysts and incident responders worldwide. For more tools, find the links in the podcast description. Cyberstocks. On Friday, 7th November, cybersecurity stocks closed broadly lower as investors booked profits following a strong start to the month. The pullback reflected broader tech market weakness, persistent macroeconomic caution, and renewed focus on valuation risks across high-growth security names. Despite the day's declines, analysts noted that underlying enterprise demand and AI-driven innovation continue to underpin long-term sector confidence, suggesting this was a period of consolidation rather than concern. CrowdStrike closed at $532.52, down 0.3%, as investors reassessed elevated valuations even as demand for its AI-powered Falcon platform remained robust. Zscaler ended at $317.92, down 1.9%, pressured by rotation away from high-growth cloud and zero-trust players amid a cautious tech sentiment. Palo Alto Networks finished at $211.37, down 0.8%, with investor attention shifting toward integration costs and margin pressures despite strong platform adoption. Okta settled at $85.87, down 1.4%, as competitive dynamics in identity management and execution risks kept the stock under pressure. Fortinet closed at $80.54, down 6.3%, sharply lower after concerns surfaced around the slowing firewall refresh cycle, overshadowing broader cybersecurity demand trends. That's all for now. This cyber briefing was produced with Saint, your artificial intelligence newscaster. For more headlines, visit cybermaterial.com.